Hey guys, this is Sultana pursuing BTech second year in Vision Institute of Technology, and today I am here to give a brief explanation about the JavaScript. Like what are the objects in JavaScript, what are the functions, how it works, what is the main motto of the JavaScript, and what are the JavaScript modules. And also we are gonna know about the differences between var, let, and const factors. So here is a brief explanation what I have created as a note in this session to make you guys understand about these topics what I have discussed before, like the objects in JavaScript, the functions in JavaScript, and also the modules, the differences between. Firstly, objects in JavaScript. What are objects in JavaScript? Objects in JavaScript are a collection of properties where each property is a key pair. They allow us to store related data and functionality in a single structure. Objects can be compared to real-world entities such as a car and a person, or a bike or a vehicle, etc. So in these JavaScript objects, we can create, access, and also we can manipulate the objects. Firstly, creating objects. You can create objects using the object literal syntax, the new object constructor, or using classes. Here is a simple example about creating objects. Like I have taken the constant person whose name is equal to John, age 30, and console log I have written hello plus this dot name. This is what the example I have taken to make you guys know about creating objects. Next, so how to access these objects? We use dot notation, like anything dot property, like object dot property. Here we use dot notation or bracket notation. Like for dot notation I have taken object dot property, and for bracket notation I have taken object bracket open property. And also here is a nice example of accessing properties. And for manipulating objects, the third part is manipulating objects. Here we can add or modify the properties. Here is a best example what I have taken for manipulating objects. Like we can add a new property or we can modify the existing property in this. What are the key features? Key features might be for nested objects. Objects can contain other objects. An object which can have the other object, which is called as nested object, like how we have some nested query or etc. Like that, we also have some nested objects. Here is a best example for a nested object. Here we have taken a car whose brand is Toyota and engine is V6. So cars engine type we have taken, like it is like a branch which we have taken in a nested objects. Methods. Object and hold functions called methods which perform actions. Here is an example. So here we have discussed about the highlight key features of nested objects and the methods, and we have discussed about creating, accessing, and manipulating objects with examples, and also objects in JavaScript. Next, we are gonna know about the functions in JavaScript. What are the functions? How can we declare functions? And how can we demonstrate? And what are the concept of this? How can we use this keyword, this in different contexts? So firstly, functions in JavaScript. What are the functions in JavaScript and why are they important? Basically, functions are reusable block of code that perform specific tasks. They allow developers to structure their code for better readability, reusability, and modularity. This is what the definition of function is. And we have different ways to declare a function. Different ways to declare a function. Firstly, function declaration. How can we declare a function? Here is a best example like how I have declared a function. Next, function expression. Here we are assigning a function to a variable. will assign a suitable function to a variable. And here is the best example what I have taken for function expression. You can go through this example and you can have a clear-cut idea. Next, arrow function, a shorter syntax introduced in ES6, and here also a good example for this arrow function. Next, this this concept in different function contexts refers to the object calling function, and I have taken the example in methods to make you guys understand about uh, the usage of this in different contexts. And this is what the example I have taken, where constant person name Jane greet function console.log hello plus this dot name person greet, and the output we get is hello Jane. In arrow function, this does not refers to the object. What in arrow function, this does not refers to the object, the surrounding lexical scope. So arrow function, this does not refers to the object, but the surrounding lexical scope. Here is what the example I have taken. Next, we are gonna know about the differences between var, let, and the constant var. Var it is a function scope and also can be declared and redeclared and updated, hoisted to the top of the function but not initialized. Here is a simple example for var I have taken. And nextly, let. Let is a block scope. As we all know that var is a function scope, let is a block scope and it cannot be redeclared but can be updated. As we know that a function can be redeclared, but a let cannot be redeclared but it can be updated. Here is a simple and small example for let and const. It is a block scope, like how let is a block scope, const is also a block scope, and it cannot be redeclared or updated. It must be initialized during declaration. This is the main point you guys need to look into it. Like function can be redeclared, whereas let cannot be redeclared but it can be updated, whereas const cannot be redeclared or updated but it must be initialized during declaration. Here is a simple example for const. Yeah, next, scope rules. We have some of the rules we have taken. Var has function scope while let and const have block scope. Yeah, if we go back, function have var have a function scope, whereas the let and const have block scope. Here is a simple example which explains about the var, let, and etc. Finally, at last, we are gonna know about some of the modules, important modules in the JavaScript. What are JavaScript modules? Importance of modules. JavaScript modules allows developers to break code into separate files, improving maintainability and reusability. Modules are especially important in large projects to organize code into logical units. Next, using ES6 module, we will import and export the modules. Use the export keyword to make a function, class, or variable available for import. Here is what a simple example I have taken for exporting the modules. Import. Use the import keyword to bring in functionality from other files. A simple example for import. Next, we're also having some default export. A module which can have a default export. Example, I have taken a simple example to explain about the default export. This is what we came across through the topics called objects in JavaScript, functions in JavaScript, differences between var, let, and constant, and also JavaScript modules. I hope you guys understand the main concepts and or some of the concepts in JavaScript. Thank you.